Alright, hello guys. So for today's video, I want to watch the Cloud9 playing. So this game is going to be a little important for a few reasons. Mainly, this is the first game with Cloud9 in their official roster, but also if you don't know, their coach is LS, which LS is, I call him he's like a league philosopher where he has interesting views on the game, and I want to, and he's definitely going to shake up LCS because he has a lot of really strong viewpoints, which I don't agree with all of them, but I think he actually has a pretty decent understanding of the game where he doesn't just blindly like think of the game like everyone else plays. So he understands a lot about scaling and stuff like that. Like he doesn't just play the what he calls sinning, where it's basically you draft something like Lee Sin, LeBlanc, and you just go early game, and if you like fall behind, the game's just over. So I am definitely interested to see. Also, he did come from Korea, and he brought Summit, Berserker, and Winsome, which this is the first game of seeing them play. So I think that's going to be really interesting. Summit is a really well-known Gnar player. Like his Gnar is really insane. So I'm interested to see if they're going to ban Gnar. Which, looking at this, they didn't ban Gnar, so I'd be interested to see if Cloud9 goes Gnar. Also, I don't know anything about Winsome. I know Winsome is a pretty good player that they picked up, but I know Berserker is, I believe he was from T1 Academy, SKT Academy, and this guy is a mechanical god. Like, this guy is insane. So I definitely want to see what happens there. So, looking at this, Golden Guardians first picked Yumi, and to counteract, they pick a Gwyn. It's interesting. Gwyn could be flexed top or jungle, and Aphelios. I like the Gwyn, but I think they probably should have just gone Jinx, honestly. And the Yumi, I feel like it's interesting. They could first picking Yumi is interesting. They can counter pick it by playing either a more scaling support or by like trying to go early game and aggro, but I feel like because it's LS, he's probably just gonna go something that outscales the Yumi. Because if you first pick it that early, they can punish it. I like the Victor lock in, Jin, Yumi. I'm not the biggest fan of the Jin. Okay, so Sona. Yeah, Sona here is a counter to the Yumi because Sona basically just gets a free lane to scale. Sona actually outscales Yumi, unless if Yumi has like a really strong hyper carry, but considering that they have Victor and Jin, it doesn't look like it yet. Let's see. Golden Guardian should definitely ban Gnar here. I do kind of like the C9, what they're drafting right now, because Gwyn could go top or jungle, and Sona could honestly solo lane as well. Or he could also go ADC Sona, so you can go something like Sona Seraphine. I feel like LS is crazy enough to do that. Try and use the flex picks. Okay, banning Lee Sin. I think that's super troll from Golden Guardians. Oh, also another thing to note is Pridestalker. Pridestalker is a mechanical like genius. He's really good specifically on assassins. So that Zed ban from Cloud9, that was specifically for Pridestalker because he's really well known at being insane on Zed. So I like that they're giving their respect to him. Honestly, it looks like Cloud9's going for a lot more of a scaling matchup, so it's going to depend on if Golden Guardians can carry it with Pridestalker, because they do have Yumi. So if Pridestalker is gonna be their like carry that does everything, Yumi is pretty good with that. But Pridestalker is probably not gonna go a hyper carry. He's probably gonna go something like an early game assassin. What's the options? You could go Talon, Kiana. There's also Nocturne. Okay, Kiana. Okay, this is a Kiana jungle, I'm pretty sure. Pridestalker is pretty well known on Kiana. Cloud9 drafting a Ivern. That's really interesting. That could be a jungle, or it could also be a laning Ivern. It could also be support if they want to go Sona Ivern. But I don't know if Ivern's a great pairing with Sona. It could be top or mid lane because it could do kind of like the Janna Smite top thing right now, or honestly, it could be mid lane because they could basically funnel into the Gwyn. Oh, okay. So basically, Golden Guardians not ban Gnar. I don't know if They have to know that Summit's like an insane Gnar player. There's no way they didn't know that he's. I honestly think Golden Gardens is kind of trolling by not banning out the Gnar. Also, it looks like Golden Gardens was banning the Lee Sin and the Xin Zhao, so they expected that. Okay, I think Golden Gardens actually they lost draft because they were thinking that the Gwyn was top lane, but the Gwyn was flexed into the jungle, and it's going to be Ivern mid. This is interesting to see. So, looking at the team comps, Cloud9, I honestly think definitely won the team comps drafting because Golden Gardens has a really aggressive attack comp, but Cloud9 has a protect comp to where if the Golden Gardens do not just get like insanely ahead, Cloud9 kind of just like auto wins. Like it's actually super hard for them to play it out. And like they didn't respect Summit's Gnar. So Gnar is probably just gonna show this Renekton how to play the game. Although they do have Pridestalker. Honestly, this game is very dependent on if Pridestalker can kind of just like snowball the game early enough to where it doesn't matter that Cloud9 like hyper outscales him, because the thing is Cloud9 doesn't have to be ahead to just hyper win. So this is definitely going to be very interesting to see. Okay, so Gnar and Renekton are fighting, and oh my god. Okay, yep, nope. I think Gnar's Summit's showing you why you need to pay respect to him. Does he just solo kill him here? I think he solo kills. Oh my goodness. He forced Licorice Flash. Yeah, Summit's just showing you why you have to ban his Gnar. Honestly, Golden Guardians kind of got outdrafted super hard. They thought that the Gwyn was going top, so they just kept banning out the junglers. They didn't respect the fact that Summit can super just go Gnar. I don't think they were prepared for the flex picks, honestly. And now Ivern's just passively farming in lane. Honestly, this is really good for Ivern. Like the fact that he's like that he's basically staying even. Ivern's just going to do more in the early to mid game. And even later on, Ivern can just do more than the Victor, because yes, the Victor does more damage, but the Ivern's can just set up his hyper carries to just do infinitely more. And Days, he's super good at CCing. Also, the thing is, Ivern's Q is really good at setting up Gwyn. Like, this is just, like, Gwyn loves this team comp. Like, so right now, Golden Gardens is ahead by about 200 gold, but it doesn't matter because unless if Golden Gardens is like 5,000 plus gold ahead, like Cloud9 just wins every team fight just due to like their champions and like the team comp. Like in any actual team fight, they just hard lose. And I'm interested to see if we can see this. Like for them to, unless they're insanely ahead, the only way they win team fights is if Pridestalker finds like an insane like 5-man ultimate, but like even then, honestly, they could come back from it. Like Cloud9 if they play it correctly. That's the power of their team comp. They just have an insanely good scaling comp. Or thing is, Cloud9 doesn't have to do anything. If Cloud9 just plays passively and farms, they just win the game. It's like they kind of have like an Exodia comp where the onus is not on them to do anything. The onus is on Golden Gardens to do anything. Because if Golden Gardens doesn't do anything, they just lose. Like, the Cloud9 team comp just is so much more synergistic and just works so much better. Although, Gnar is a little caught out here. Pridestalker's going for it. Ooh, okay. That was really good from Pridestalker. Dang, okay. Pridestalker is kind of a beast. Oh, and Sona had to flash because Yumi. Interesting. I mean, Golden Gardens has a gold lead now, but it's going to take more than this. As long as Cloud9 can stop the bleeding, like Cloud9's still like super fine. Oh, this is good for Golden Guardians to start to break ahead. I'm interested to see if Pridestalker can do anything with this gold lead. Alright, so an interesting thing to note here is that Golden Gardens was like 1,500 gold ahead, and now they're only 730 gold ahead, so Cloud9's definitely bring it back. Although, ooh, okay, they got a nice pick on Sona. That's definitely good. They can also probably turn that into a free dragon, because Dragon Spawn is coming up soon. Or they're gonna try and see if they can kill Berserker. Uh, Actually, no, they can't. Okay, that ultimate from Berserker is a little weird. I get what he was trying to do. He's trying to set up his team, but his team's nowhere near him. Yeah, they just take all but one of the plates. So Golden Guardians are getting themselves back ahead, and they're about 2k gold ahead now, but even still, like, Cloud9's fine. Like, in the team fights, they should still just win, unless if they're, like, insanely far behind. Because, like, so, the way that their Cloud9's team comp works is they just have the Aphelios and Gwyn just hyper carry, and due to the amounts of, like, supporting that the Gnar, Ivern, and Sona can provide, like, Gwyn and Aphelios should just run through this team. So it doesn't matter if they're like a little bit behind. They also like like as a team comp get countered because the attack comp has to go into them, but the Ivern, Sona, and Gnar has a lot of defensive tools to like kind of just peel them off. And honestly, the Gwyn wants them to come into him. So the weaknesses of Gwyn is that Gwyn usually doesn't have much to get onto people, but Gwyn's really good. And when people try and go into her because she just has insane amounts of damage. Also, one thing I really like is that she's building Nash's Tooth. So I play a good bit of Gwyn jungle because Gwyn's my favorite champion, and Nash's Tooth is the preferred first item. It's just so much better than Riftmaker because it's so much more cheaper. And the thing about Nash's Tooth is actually one of the most stat efficient items in the game, if not the most. Actually, I think it's just the most stat efficient item in the game. So based off of base stats alone, not including the Nash's Tooth like on hit passive, it's 3,400 gold worth of stats, and not including the on hit passive. So Nash's Tooth is a really insane stat efficient item. The reason why is because of course it's a weird item that not many people can go because not many AP champions also want to auto attack a lot. But on a champion like Gwyn, it's like so insane. It's like such a big power spike. It helps you clear faster, and as a one item power spike, it just does so much more damage. Like Riftmaker lets you heal, but Riftmaker, like the mythic passive, doesn't do anything without any other item. So there's no point in buying it first. And also, okay, they were trying to look for the engage, but there's just too much CC from Winsome and Berserker. And holy shit, Aphelios is going in there. But look at those shields. Now Ivern's just keeping Ablaze Olive like CC locked. Ooh. Oh, okay, so Licorice just trying to go into Berserker. Can he get him? No. Okay, so the two supports just kept him alive, and on the other side, Blabber is just killing everyone. Yeah, so that honestly, Gwyn wouldn't be able to do that without Nash's Tooth. Honestly, if that was Riftmaker, he could not do it because Riftmaker gives you like the survivability with like the lifesteal, but Nash's Tooth just does so much more damage. Like, yes, he would have sustain with Riftmaker, but he wouldn't have the damage to do that. They'd just kill him if he didn't use Nash's Tooth. So I really like that he's going Nash's Tooth. This is a mistake I see from a lot of people that play Gwyn. A lot of people just in general will buy mythic item first, even though some mythic items you shouldn't buy first. Yeah, Pridestalker just didn't expect the amount of CC that Winsome and Berserker had. This is a little bit greedy from Berserker because he went in. I think he was expecting the shield, but the shields didn't really happen until afterwards. Ooh, that was really close. Okay, that's kind of sad for Licorice. He just barely survived, and then the CC. Yikes, that is actually tragic. And then on the other side, Gwyn is just a monster. All right. All right, so Pridestalker's jumping on to Summit, forces the flash, but honestly, that doesn't feel good for Golden Guardians. They wasted so much time. Like, Golden Guardians has to get ahead, and they're only 25 gold ahead. Like, this is super Cloud9 favored, and Cloud9's also just prioritizing the dragons. So they have a potential win condition through the dragons, which it's Ocean, which Ocean with this team comp is actually pretty good. Yeah, honestly, if Golden Guardians doesn't find some way of like just snowballing the game out of control, honestly, this should just be a Cloud9 like stomp from here. I actually don't know what Golden Guardians can do from here really, besides Pridestalker just getting some 1v5 ultimates. Because they kind of, so the thing is, Pridestalker is good here, but like the rest of their team is really, like, as Ellis would call it, sinning, because literally like almost everyone just gets hyper outscaled. And in terms of the team team compositions, they just lose because it's attacking to protect. And it's so hard for attack to like actually like try and go into this because there's just too much like CC tools and shielding and healing. And when the enemy team tries to engage, it just lets Gwyn just like go off. Because Gwyn loves it when people try and go into her. She hates having to chase people down. Like, Cloud9 just wants this. Yeah, and they just get the third dragon. They go up to Dragon Soul. They do kill Summit here, but yeah, they just get a kill on Summit. It's a little unfortunate. They can't kill Fudge, though, because of the sheer CC. They kill Daisy, but that doesn't mean anything. And overall, Golden Gardens is... They got 1,000 gold lead again, but honestly, if they just don't get like a 5,000 plus gold lead, it doesn't really mean anything. Because yes, they have a gold lead, but in terms of like the actual fight, they just get hard like curb stomped. Like they basically have to start off a team fight by just like one-shotting a Philios or Sona or like Fudge. They can't really one-shot the Gwyn, and the Gnar is out of the freaking question. But even when, so like the enemy team has to engage, but if you engage onto a Gnar, especially Summit's Gnar, like if he's close to his ultimate, he just punishes you really hard for it. And even when you do engage, the Ivern and Sona should have the tools to just basically bounce off your engage, like to just peel off your engage, and then they just have so much more damage, and you're running straight into Gwyn. I am interested to see what this Kiana does. He does have the Yumi, so he might be able to one-shot Gwyn. Gwyn's walking in. Gwyn gets chunked out. Is Gwyn... Nope. Blabber's going in, actually. Holy. Yeah, they didn't... They used all their damage, and they couldn't finish him off. There's the redemption. Just healing Blabber to full, and yep, it's just a comp that really makes Gwyn, like, insanely strong. Like, look at this. They can't do anything. What does the Golden Guardians do? They used all their stuff. They couldn't kill Gwyn, and then they just like steamroll over them. Oh, Lost, what are you doing? Lost, you are lost. Oh, this is a little bit of a pick, maybe? Alright. So yeah, I think that just that one fight there should... Oh, are they going to catch out Summit? They might catch out Summit. Yeah, Summit should just be dead here. Alright. Right as I try and congratulate them. Oh, actually no, Summit's stalling so that they can get Soul. This is, even if they kill Summit, this isn't worth it. Yeah, they just get Soul for this. And Summit gets out. Dude, Summit's way too good at Gnar. You cannot let this man have Gnar. He actually got out of that. What the heck? Does Blabber get anything here? I mean, honestly, Blabber's in the middle of everyone, but he's got too many shields. Yeah. I think Golden Guardians, this is going to be a rude awakening for Golden Guardians. Pridestalker is good. I like that Golden Guardians is drafting around Pridestalker, because Pridestalker is definitely probably the best person on their team, and it's really interesting to see Pridestalker. I really like his playstyle, but Cloud9 is just showing them what Draft Nirvana is. Like, yeah, they're just taking the Baron. And Ivern's just stalling, because Ivern has so much CC in stalling tools. They can't... Yep, they just get the Baron. Okay, and now the gold lead is swinging in Cloud9's favor. This is really bad for Golden Guardians. And they have Soul. Like, this game is just over, I think. Pridestalker is going to have to get some, like... He's going to have to get, like, a 5-man ulti to not just, like, auto-lose this game. Like, Cloud9 literally doesn't have to do anything. They just auto-win from here. Ha-da-da-da. Oh, okay, yep. Blabber's just in there. Wait, is this just game? I think this is just game. Like, honestly. Oh, Gnar. Dude, the Gnar just taunted. He's actually too good at Gnar. You cannot let Summit have this Gnar. Alright. Yep, and this is just a game. Alright, this is This is actually a really cool game. And I think this game is actually really important because this really just shows LS is like drafting. Like honestly, I think this game was basically just over from the drafting because Golden Guardian's draft was just so much worse than Cloud9's. Like this is why I'm really excited for LS in the LCS because I think he's gonna actually like light a fire under everyone's ass and like make them think about draft because a problem I always hate about competitive, especially in like LCS. This is especially big in LCS. They'll just handshake everything. They just refuse to go for like drafting edges. Like someone will pick Lee Sin, the enemy team just goes Xin Zhao. Like there are a few examples where people are trying to actively think about it more. Like the Poppy jungle is a pretty interesting thing because it's a really good counter into things like Lee Sin. But aside from that, people aren't really thinking about like actually getting a drafting edge. They're just too focused on handshaking. I think Ellis is really gonna punish everyone. It's gonna show like teams that oh hey look drafting is a lot more than just handshaking. Like they can just try and carve leads and they can start trying to think more about team compositions. Like this was just such a draft nirvana. All right, so this was Cloud9 versus Golden Guardians. I'm really interested to see what Cloud9 does from here. But anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for sticking to the end and have a good day.